Hello, students. You're welcome to yet an interesting class with me in government. In today's lesson, I will be teaching you the meaning of election, bearing in mind that Nigeria borrowed the concept and practice of election and democracy from the Western world. Election, what does it mean? Elections can be defined as the art of electing candidates to represent the people of a given country in the parliament, the executive, and possibly into other arms of government as stipulated in the constitution of that particular country. So election has to do with voting for a candidate of your choice. Now, when we talk about elections, we must take note that candidates could be voted into the executive, into the parliament, and even the judiciary. For instance, in the United States of America, the judges of the lower courts are usually voted for. They are usually elected. In Nigeria, for example, the members of parliament, that is, members of the House of Senate and representatives are usually elected. Also, in the United States of America, as earlier mentioned, the judges, usually judges of the lower courts, are elected. They are voted by the people and as such accountable to the people. Now, what are the functions of elections? There are so many functions, or if you like, importance of elections. Among the various importance of elections is that one, it gives room for smooth change of government. Again, legitimacy is granted to elected representatives. There is also free choice of leaders. It ensures control and accountability. Election also foster democracy, among others. And also, there are some demerits of election. Election causes antagonistic groups, disunity, wastage of fund. There could be rigging. Best materials may not be involved in the administration, and then sometimes election could lead to marginalization. So, having looked at the various advantages and disadvantages of election, let's look at the various types of elections that we have. Usually, there are different types of elections. We have the direct elections, indirect, by-election, runoff election. We have primary election, referendum, and a host of many others. Now, we are going to look at some of these types of elections that we have. First, we shall be looking at the direct election. What is it all about? Now, direct election. When we talk about direct election, it's all about the electorate casting their votes directly in an election for candidates of their choice who will represent them either in the executive or legislature without any interference. So in a direct election, the voters cast their votes. The system is very simple and can easily be adopted in any country of the world. So the direct system of election is when voters cast their vote directly, not someone casting vote for them or voting on their behalf. They vote directly. Now, what are the various merits, or if you like, advantages of the direct election? One, it restores voters' rights. It is democratic. It ensures equality of votes. It reflects popular choice. It enhances dedication and hard work. It creates opportunity for people. It is also simple to operate. Direct election is simple to operate. These are the various merits, and there are also some demerits of direct election. What are the various demerits? One of the demerits of direct election is that there could be rigging. There could also be corruption among some of the electoral officials. Again, there could be poor turnout, inadequate security at polling stations, and sometimes there could be thuggery and intimidation of voters, and sometimes intimidation of opponents. And other times there could also be victimization, and all this can discourage voters. Now let's look at types of voting. What are the various types of voting? Voting could be categorized either as secret balloting or public voting. The secret balloting is when voters cast their votes secretly. They go, for instance, you can see, they go pick ballot paper, cast their votes without anyone knowing who they have voted for. What are the various merits of secret balloting? One, it is democratic, it is universal, there is sense of direction, it is free from intimidation, there is freedom of choice, it gives satisfaction, it also gives voters a sense of belonging. Now let's look at the various demerits of secret balloting. Among the various demerits of secret balloting is that it is difficult to comprehend. This is because of the tedious process the voters has to go through before voting. Again, illiteracy. The illiterate ones can vote blindly because they cannot read or write. Also, the system is costly to operate. The cost involved in production of materials for the election is another thing that cause for worry. Now let's look at another type of election, which is indirect election. What is indirect election? In this system, the voters elect the members of parliament, that is lawmakers. And these lawmakers will have to vote on behalf of the people to elect the president of the country. That is like electoral college. You vote for people, few persons, and these few persons also go ahead to vote for the leader of the country on behalf of the people. Now, what are the merits of indirect election? One, best qualified to vote. That is the best persons that are qualified, they vote. It is less violent. That is people that are well informed vote. Also, the opportunity of rigging is partially absent. It may or may not be there at all. Now, let's look at the demerits of indirect elections. One of the various demerits is that it is undemocratic. There's usually no room for wider political participation. It could give rise to bribery and corruption. People's will may be jeopardized. There could also be denial of people's popular sovereignty. Sometimes there could be violation of the principle of one man, one vote. And other times there could be discontent. There could be political apathy and many others. For your assignment, I will want you to define the concept election, state the various functions of elections, highlight the various types of elections, and distinguish between secret balloting and public voting. This is all I have for you today as far as the topic election is concerned. I will want you to remain studious until we meet again in our next class. Do have a wonderful time to yourself. Goodbye.